The reality of it is you need some type of fat to cook with. Canola oil, vegetable oil, Crisco, beef lard, whatever you go with, you've got to have some form of fat to create this caramelization, this crunch, this little idea that you're looking for. So what happens here is there's no better fat, in my opinion, if you're going to do it. It's kind of like, you know, having a diet soda. Give me 2 cheeseburgers, one of those apple pies, 2 fritters, some chili cheese, and then a Diet Pepsi. Okay? So I'm going to put a little bit of bacon fat down here. Now, when you do breakfast at home, please help me. This is going to get hot. You know how many times I've done cooking demos where there's been no heat and I've been like, shh. Oh, it's cooking up today, folks. Carroll, I'll tell you the best one that happened to me, Carroll. So I'm in where the hell was I? I forget. I feel like I'm on tour. You know that commercial when they go, "Thank you, Detroit, you were the best," and then you go, "We're in Cleveland." I've been through that. I was in Syracuse, New York, and I'm doing this cooking demo. And I come out, it's a 2-hour demo, 2,500 people. Okay, people go to these demos like rock concerts, and so they look a little bit different than people do, though. Same people don't come to, you know, the Chili Peppers and then my show, not the same people. But I come rolling out there, and I'm blah blah blah, doing the whole thing, and I grab this bell pepper and I put it down on the cutting board, and I get right into it and just whack the tip of my thumb right off. I mean, I'm telling you, thumb complete, Carroll. That's good. Because you burned yourself at the wrong times. So anyhow, Cletus, I screw this up each time. Kevin, that means emergency. Now I shut it down again. See, these are induction burners. You have to put metal to metal. You have to make the metal get on there. And I have no clue. I'm a flame guy. It's just, I'm a naturally aspirated guy also. Right. I can fix a float that gets jammed, but a fuel injection thing, I'm lost. Oh, that's fantastic. Why don't we do this as we're waiting for the bacon to poach in its own fat for the rest of the year? But anyhow, to finish the story, so I come out on stage, Carroll, and I whack that tip of my thumb off. And I'm not kidding you, right down to the nail, the whole thing, and the chunks out, and I'm trying to find the chunk on my finger. And I'm looking around, and it's a 2-hour show, and I thought, you know what? How great would it be to embrace your community, your audience, and tell them that you just whacked your finger off? And I said, you know what? I don't think that they all paid that much money to come see some dummy cut his finger in the first 30 seconds. So everybody did get a piece. They didn't even know. They thought it was pancetta. They thought it was pancetta. You know what? I can cook. Now I'll tell you a funny story. I'm doing a show tomorrow in Los Angeles for HGTV, and it's about people tearing their kitchens apart, and what do you do? And so they asked me, they said, well, can you come up with some recipes that people can cook when they don't have a kitchen? And so one of the recipes, this was a little bit of a surprise to Carroll, is called the Cobra Turkey Sandwich. And what it is you take all the items that you want, the tequila, the turkey, the jalapenos, the onions, everything, you wrap it in tin foil, and then you put it on the manifold of your Shelby Cobra, okay? By the time you go down to the store to get some bread and come back, it's ready to serve. Okay? That's not everywhere. That's just here. Okay? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to render down this fat right now to get some of this bacon fat out. And anytime you guys are going to have breakfast and you got this chance to have this bacon fat, save it. Put it in some type of a sealable lid and put it in your fridge. And you have to do that sealable lid thing because fat, or bacon fat, or butter, or any of that kind of stuff really absorbs flavor really well. So if you put in a bunch of raw onions, or you put in a hot tomato sauce, or something you try to cool down your fridge, it will absorb that. So always covering it is a key. But what I try to, there's a hot spot. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But we have heat, ladies and Houston, we have heat. Okay? And I got to thank my friends at Viking. I mean, these guys, we go all around the country and cook together, and I, for some reason, have the worst ability on these induction. Because if I can't see a flame, I don't know that there's really heat. But anyhow, that's enough of the stories. We have a gift that we want to give Carroll. Now, if you've ever seen the show I do called Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, thank you.
Oh my God.
We got a message that was sent to us that Carroll was taping I think they still have a thing. Is it called VSH? Beta, whatever it is. That Carroll was trying to tape these shows, these episodes of mine called Diners, Drive-Ins, Dives. Now, Food Network does not offer yet a compilation of all of the diners, drive-ins, and dives. But we went to my production company that does the show, and ladies and gentlemen, no one in the world has this. But for one man, the man that's made us all so happy and given me a kick-ass ride, Mr. Carroll Shelby, come over and check this out for a second. Here you have not only your own fantastic wine with your name and your face on it.
Thanks, Bill. Bill the best.
My bottle of swill.
Right.
But Mr. Shelby, you have every single episode on DVD that I've ever done of Diners, Drive-Ins, Dives.
How about that? I haven't missed many of them. I can't tell you what this means to me, because I get in the kitchen and I screw things up so bad. I really need some help.
It's like me racing cars.
Thank you, guys.
Well, this is a big thank you. And this right here, Carroll, is my cookbook, and this is actually the second cookbook. My grandmother got the first one, and you've got the second one. And this is Carroll Shelby. Burn rubber, not food.
Hey, thank you, guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all this. Bill, your grandfather taught you how to make that wine. Huh? I'm very proud of that, too.
Anyhow, I'm there, and I'm cooking with the governor of Mississippi, and I'm cooking with the commissioner of PGA. And together, we're doing this whole thing. So they're cooking, and I'm talking smack. And I said to the governor, I said, can I just ask you a favor? I'm here with a couple of my buddies, and we're a little rambunctious, my friends and I. I know it's hard to believe when you hang out with Stabler. We're a little, and I said, could I just get a 72-hour pardon? And he said, anything short of murder or bank robbery, you bet. You're clear here in Mississippi. So I looked at the commissioner and I said, can I drive my golf cart on the course? And he says, absolutely. You know, of course, I got them both on camera. But they went and confiscated my keys when they found the nitrous bottle. They said, no way, Fieri. There's no way you're going to do that. Okay. So, we cooked that bacon down a little bit. So like I was telling you, save that bacon fat. Now anytime, gosh, I got every burner on now. Okay? I've lost like 4 pounds already. Anybody ever watch my cooking shows? Anybody ever see Guys Big Guys? Carroll. That's it, I can go now. When Carroll Shelby raised his hand and said, I talked to him on the phone, and I was like, just, you know, knee was shaking a little bit. You know, I'm trying to ask him questions about my car, and he's asking me cooking tips. So sometimes with that duck fat, I was at a joint the other day. I'm shooting Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives in San Francisco, and Dembesti Motorsports flew me down here to get a chance to hang out with Carroll. And but I was cooking at a place, and they were taking beef round. They were taking beef rounds and cubing them and tying them up straight and cooking them in duck fat. Oh, I'm telling you something. Sponsored to you by Jenny Craig. I don't have anything else, guys. All right, so I cooked that bacon. What? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to another character inside of our crew. This is Dirty P. Come up, Dirty. We just got a way bigger applause than you. It's so sad when it gets to that point. All right, so I cooked that bacon down a little bit, and what's going to happen is I'll put that bacon back in, I'll reincorporate it, but just rendering it down. Now, believe it or not, you can actually cook it too fast. You can actually get yourself to a... what is that from? You can actually get to the point where you cook that bacon too fast and it won't render out the fat. So the pan's really hot, and this is what we're at a point what we call smoke point. And bacon fat along with butter can actually get to a point where it'll almost turn rancid or get a little bit bitter on you. So